What's happening, guys? So, the big game on Sunday, 4:30 kickoff at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal versus Manchester City. Let's get it. So this is a game where it's expected that we're going to get a spanking, but you never know. I mean, Arsenal being Arsenal might actually get someone against Man City. You know what I mean? And it will come from absolutely nowhere. But let's just read into the preview of the game. The Premier League signs off for the international break with a blockbuster clash between last season's top two as Arsenal welcome defending champions Manchester City to the Emirates Stadium. Mikel Arteta's men were eventually usurped by City in the last season's gripping title race. You know, when we spent 93% of the season top of the table. And then a mixture of players bottling it and Arteta's goofiness ultimately cost us. Yep, that. But when these two go head-to-head, the Gunners are used to the pain as they're in the midst of a 12-game losing run in the Premier League. Head-to-heads, their longest such streak against one side in Premier League history. That is appalling. That is appalling. Damn! I mean, you look at all the times of the teams that when we go to them, we don't win. We at least get something at home. Man City have been spanking us home and away. This is a disgusting record to have. We are literally chicken feed to these, man. Literally. The Premier League table is already taking a familiar shape, with Arsenal coming into the meeting just a point below City following a 4-0 demolition of Bournemouth in their last league game. The Emirates is where they've dropped all their points this season. You know. Hold on, let me find why I'm dropped all of it. But Bournemouth's success did extend their unbeaten Premier League start to 7 matches, won 5, drew 2. The longest undefeated opening run for the North London club since 2007-8 season. You know, the season when, again, we were in the title race. Then we ultimately bottled it. However, the feel-good factor diminished in midweek trip to Lens, which was full of travel disruption, ending the damaging 2-1 UEFA Champions League defeat that saw key man Bukayo Saka pick up what could be a costly injury, thanks to Arteta who keeps playing him, and thanks to Saka because he's not listening to his own body. We have to put accountability on both sides. Saka scored in each of the last 2 home games against City, meaning his potential absence could hand away sides a boost. But despite the dominant head-to-head league record, City have already lost out to Arsenal this season in a Community Shield back in August.
Got him! Got him!
A result which may still be at the front of Pep Guardiola's mind. He will therefore have been glad to see his side get back to winning ways this week, defeating RB Leipzig 3-1 in the UEFA Champions League to end a rare 2-game losing run, both away from home. Now, let me just touch on that for a second, right? Because Rodri was suspended for 3 games, but the Champions League game is not included because it's not an English game, if you know what I mean. You're playing, you know, it's a different competition. It's not an English competition. So the game where he was, let me just quickly go on to Man City and then squad, and go down to Rodri, right? So he got sent off against Nottingham Forest, the game that they won 2-0, right? Got sent off pretty much at halftime. No, sorry. No, he only played 45 minutes, so he got sent off. Yeah, just in the second half. He was suspended for the League Cup game because obviously it's an English game, and they lost 1-0. He was suspended against Wolves and they lost 2-1. He played the full 90 minutes against Leipzig and they won 3-1. So the pattern you can see there was that them missing Rodri, has actually affected them. That doesn't mean that Arsenal are going to beat them.
Nope.
You know what I mean? City don't need De Bruyne, Stones, Rodri, and whoever else is missing in that team to beat us.
Oh, hell no.
We've seen Arsenal lose 2-0 to a Manchester United side that fielded 7 defenders because they had an injury crisis.
Yo, killing me with this.
We've seen Man United with an injury crisis, Louis van Gaal's Man United, with an injury crisis, come to the Emirates and win 2-1. They had an injury crisis, and that was their first away win of that season. So I don't want to hear none of this. Oh, they've got Rodri, mate, so that means we can beat them. But then again, as I said in the start, it would be very Arsenal to get something from this game. Now, before I get to my match prediction, the score prediction, and starting 11, who I would want to play, let's read the rest of this. In search of a good omen, Arsenal fans might put value in the fact that City could lose 2 straight Premier League away games for the first time since February. Coincidentally, that duo of losses started with a 2-1 defeat, which was a scoreline Wolves bettered them last week. I want to say, I'm sure I didn't say bad, and finished with a 1-0 loss in North London. Well, if I remember correctly, I think they drew to Forest after that. Let me just see if I can go back that far. I can't go back that far because it was after they lost. It was after they lost to Spurs. They went on that run, unbeaten run, and I'm sure when they drew to Forest, it was a game after that. Interesting, because my that's the end of that. My score prediction for this game is if Arteta drops the goofiness and gets it right, 2-2 draw. Otherwise, we get beat 4-1. That's my score prediction. Now, let's go head to head. So, last 5 matches for Arsenal. We lost to Lons 2-1, sorry. Beat Bournemouth 4-0. Beat Brentford in the League Cup 1-0. Drew against Spurs 2-2. And beat PSV 4-0. Manchester City's last 5 games. Beat Leipzig 3-1. Lost at Wolves 2-1. Lost at Newcastle 1-0 in the League Cup. Beat Nottingham Forest 2-0. And beat I don't know what, can't pronounce that. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that team's name, but they beat them 3-1 in the Champions League. Now, head to head, let's look at our last 5 matches against each other, right? Arsenal won the Community Shield. It's classed as a 2-1 win on this app, but it says pen there. So, beat Man City on penalties to win the Community Shield. Before that, we got smoked 4-1 at Manchester City. Before that, we got smoked 3-1 at the Emirates by Man City. Before that, we lost 1-0 at Manchester City. Before that, we lost 2-1 at the Emirates to Manchester City. Shall I keep going? I'll keep going. Before that, lost 5-0 at Manchester City. Before that, lost 1-0 at Manchester City. Before that, lost 4-1 against Manchester City at Emirates. Before that, we beat Man City in the FA Cup. Oh, wait, hold on. No, sorry. No. Ignore me. No, we lost 1-0 before that at Manchester City. And before that, we beat them 2-0 in the FA Cup semi-final in 2020. Before that, we lost 3-0 against Manchester City. Before that, we lost 3-0 against Manchester City. Before that, we lost 3-1 against Manchester City. Before that, we lost 2-0 against Manchester City. Before that, we lost 3-0 in the League Cup final against Manchester City. Before that, we lost 3-0 against... lost 3-0 against Manchester City at the Emirates. Before that, we lost 3-0 in the League Cup final. Before that, we lost 3-1 against Manchester City. Before that, we beat Manchester City 2-1 after extra time in the FA Cup semi-final 2017. Before that, we drew 2-2 against Manchester City, which was the last time we took anything from Manchester City.
Damn!
When they've had Pep. Pep's first Premier League game meeting with Arsenal, I think it was. Oh no, actually no, it wasn't. It was a second because his first one he beat us 2-1. Yeah. So his first game at the Emirates as a Premier League manager was the only time we took anything from Man City, and that was a point.
Emotional damage.
So let's go before Pep. This will be interesting. So before Pep came, right? Because we lost 2-1 in Pep's first game for Manchester City against Arsenal. He beat us 2-1. Before that, Arsenal won 3-2 at the Emirates. Before that, we drew 2-2. Before that, Arsenal won 2-1. Before that, Arsenal won 2-0. That's the last time we won at the Etihad in 2015. Before that, Arsenal drew 2-2. Before that, Arsenal won 3-0. Before that, Arsenal drew 1-1. Before that, Arsenal lost 6-3 at Manchester City. Before that, Arsenal won 3-1 at Manchester City. Before that, Man City won 2-0 at the Emirates. I think that was a cup game. No, it wasn't. I know there was a cup game in there somewhere. Before that, Arsenal drew 1-1 with Man City. Before that, we lost in the... Oh, it was a cup. That was a friendly. But we lost 2-0 in the friendly. Before that, Arsenal won 1-0 in 2012. Before that, Man City won 1-0 in 2011. Before that, Man City won 1-0 in 2011, which I think that might have been the League Cup game. No, it was a Premier League game. So as you can see, before Pep came, Arsenal were getting wins in there. You know what I mean? It all stopped when Pep came. So as for the Premier League table, Manchester City sit top, and Arsenal joint second with Tottenham joint second with Tottenham, but we're third. Does anyone think that we're gonna actually beat Man City? Like genuinely think? I mean, there's one thing saying it wouldn't be the biggest shock in the world, and it would be like Arsenal to beat Manchester City this time round, knowing we ain't gonna do anything this season. You know what I mean? Going by the fact that there's no Rodri, and we've seen when Manchester City haven't had Rodri, that won. Nope. Some would say Man City are there for the taking, but Arsenal are not going to make it that easy, are they?
Oh, hell
You know what I mean? Arsenal are going to make it extremely hard. Manchester City are going to look like Real Madrid times 2 in this game, because we're going to not only make them look like that, but we just have this mental block against Man City where we just don't feel like we can beat them. But in a Community Shield, we didn't play poorly against them. That's the best that Arsenal played against them for a while. And I wouldn't say Arsenal was special or anything like that, because what was happening up front was just woeful in the Community Shield. But we're not going to play any better than what we did in the Community Shield. If anything, we'll probably play worse.
Yep.
I mean, if this game was at the Etihad, I'd be more confident just because of our away form.
Damn!
How sad is that? Can't even believe in my own team when we're at home, because at home so far is where we're dropping the points. We haven't kept a clean sheet at home.
God damn!
Now, in terms of starting 11, obviously Raya is our number one now, which it is what it is. Ramsdale kind of needed the competition. You know what I mean? And from what I've seen of Raya so far, I mean, yeah, he looks all right. The save against Spurs and everything like that, brilliant. But at the same time, his cock up against Lons, like, that's why Ramsdale got benched, because he was doing stupid shit like that. Now you've gone and done it. My concern with Raya is he ain't that tall. He's about 6 foot. which to me is too small for a goalkeeper to play at the highest level. It's too small. He's going to get beaten with worldies. You know what I mean? Even Ramsdale's been beaten by some shots, right? But I think there's going to be shots like Cole Palmer, the goal that he scored at Wembley in the Community Shield. Those are the kind of goals we're going to concede under David Raya, guaranteed. Simply because unless he's got a good jump and a good reach, the fact that he ain't that tall, the reach is not going to be there as much, in my personal opinion. You know what I mean? But stats don't lie. Last season, he was like, him and Ramsdale, almost equally yoked in terms of the stats. In fact, some of his was better. I think I did a video on it. You know what I mean? So there's that too, but it's going to be David Raya, and that's to be honest, I would put David Raya in goal as well. To be fair, right back, it's also going to be Ben White for me. Centre back pairing, Saliba and Gabriel. Left back is going to have to be Zinchenko. Who else is there? Oh, in fact, no. I'd probably put Tomiyasu there. He was our best player on the pitch the other night. I keep forgetting about Tomiyasu. I would put Tomiyasu there.
Yep.
In terms of midfield, I would go with Rice, Odegaard, and Smith Rowe. That would be my midfield for this game. And then bring Partey on later on. And then the front three, I would have Trossard. No, hang on a minute. On the left, I'd probably start Reece Nelson and have Trossard as a false nine and Jesus on the right. But we all know what's going to happen on that right-hand side, don't we?
Yep.
A player that's injured is going to be starting because he can at least stand up and walk.
God damn.
You know what I mean? Like, Saka needs bare minimum to start these games. Again, I want to reiterate, I don't have a problem with Saka at all.
Nope.
Apart from the fact that he's injured, he's not 100%, and he keeps being played. You know what I mean? If Saka will start, right? So if Saka is doing all right in the game, right? No limping, no pain, no nothing. He's seeing 90 minutes. He's seeing 90 minutes. Simple as that. But what do I think Arteta's going to do? Well, the lineup will be the same, apart from it'll be Zinchenko at left back, it'll be Kai Havertz in midfield, and it'll be Saka on the right, Jesus in the middle. And in fact, or Jesus or Trossard in the middle. Yeah, he won't start Reece Nelson.
Nope.
He's definitely not going to start Smithy G.
Nope.
AKA Smith Rowe. He is definitely going to start Kai Havertz. In fact, he might start Vieira. Because I've noticed when it came to like the bigger games and stuff, he weren't starting Havertz. He didn't start Havertz against Tottenham. He didn't start Havertz at Everton, which was a big game for us because, you know, it was our bogey ground. I noticed that he didn't start Havertz in them kind of games. So hopefully he's not going to start Havertz in this game. But if he starts because Partey is back on the bench, if he even tries the goofiness with Partey at right back, we're getting small 4-1. As I said. So it all depends on Arteta and his goofiness. How goofy does he want to be? That's what it's going to come down to. But let me know what you guys think. Anyways, I'm done with this video. Like the video, share the video, comment, subscribe to the channel, follow all the socials, the links in the description below. Yeah, I'm still going with 2-2 if Arteta gets it right. I can't see us winning this game. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean? I would say Arsenal for the win if we were at the Etihad and Arteta got it right, based on the way we've been away from home this season. But at home, Spurs and Fulham came here and got draws. Both teams could have won.
Yep.
Nah. What do you think Man City are going to do? Man think that because of no Rodri, that Man City are crippled now. Like, there might have been in the past 2 games. No way Jose Enrique is Man City going to be like, oh, well, it's going to be the same thing. No. No cope. If I was a City fan, I wouldn't even be worried. In all fairness, I wouldn't.
Nope.
I just wouldn't. I wouldn't be worried. What are you worried about? The only time City have to worry about us is if we're playing at Wembley and it's because it's anything to do with the FA.
Yep.
AKA FA Community Shield or FA Cup. That's the only time you need to worry about us. Because we're a different Arsenal then. You know what I mean? We're the Real Madrid. And it not necessarily in terms of how we play. It's the mentality that we have playing in there under the guidance of it's an FA Cup or a Community Shield. We have, you know what I mean? Like Real Madrid, put Real Madrid in the Champions League final, they're winning it every time. Put Arsenal in a Community Shield, like FA Cup, they're practically winning it every single time. Don't matter who it is. Put us in the League Cup final, or a European final. You see that's where we're forgot. That's where we're effing up. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Catch you guys in a bit. Peace.